Aloha.
Wake up!
Wake up!
Welcome back. Today we're talking about MILS, which stands for Modular Integrated Landscaping System. It's a really intimidating word and concept, but the best way to describe MILS is when you're building a massive Lego display, right? You know, when you go to like a mall or a convention, you see those like table-long Lego displays. How do you build something like that and bring it to these locations, right? How do you build this thing and then put it together? Well, it's called MILS. It's Modular Integrated Landscaping Systems. And it's how you take this, which is a base plate. This is one of the two sizes of base plates that Lego uses. Let me get you a normal size one. Most people, when they're dealing with MILS, they're going to look on a smaller base plate like this. This is your 10-inch base plate. It is 48 by 48, I think. I don't know. Anyway, this is your standard size base plate. This is kind of what everything in MILS is built around. But the concept of MILS doesn't have to be limited to these smaller base plates. You can use MILS on the big boys. And that's what I do. So, to put them in comparison. And the reason why I use these big ones is because, as you can see, it takes much more space. Right? Here's one big sheet. And here's one small sheet. Put in comparison, there's this and this. If you follow Lego pricing, this will cost you about $10, and this will cost you about $15. If you're a savvy shopper, you're going to find this anywhere $5 to $7, and you're going to find this about $10. When you're only dealing with a small footprint, having the smaller base plates really is appropriate because they just don't take up a lot of room, and it's a lot cheaper to get this built. To build a base plate on this, you're going to spend a lot of money, but when you're talking about a bigger distance, this becomes more economical because this price to build a base plate that's roughly this size is going to be the same whether or not you use this or this, because you're still going to need to cover this with bricks, the same amount of bricks you're going to cover here, right? There is no difference between the bricks. In fact, there's less bricks in this area than there is in this area when you expand it out to this. And I'll show you when we get into it. And conversely, you save a lot of money on these, right? This is 15 inches and this is 10 inches, right? So you need 3 of these for 2 of these this way and that way, right? So you're talking about 4 versus 9. So at $10, this is going to be 40. At 9 times that's $45. So again, you're going to save money going with these bigger plates than with these smaller plates overall. So the reason why people like these small ones is because these are easier to deal with. When you're talking about something like this big, I mean, this is relatively easy enough to hold. I've even seen containers that they're not just sold by Lego, but this is small enough that there are containers that you can buy at Target where you can put this inside the lid and then you have your top go on it, and now you've got a way to store your MILS plates and anything you build on top of that in a better system. These boys are big. There ain't a whole lot you're going to do with these. To store these, there's stuff, but I like the bigger ones because it's cheaper for me to build and I can build bigger stuff with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the process to turn this, which is a very flimsy product. I mean, look at this. This is me holding it. I'm not doing anything. You can see it's bending. This isn't very structurally secure. You're going to hold this and it's going to flimse around on you a whole lot. But how you take that and you build This is a completed one of mine. Well, completed as it's going to be for now. So this is the corner of a winter village that I'm building. And as you can see, we have a snowy landscape here, we have a train track here, and we have a nice little pond here, a frozen pond here. So what's the process? How do you turn something like this, again, to something like this? No wobble, no bend. This is very secure. What's the process look like? How do you do it? We're not going to build this one over because, of course, I built it, but eventually, when I finish this winter village, there will be things on this. This is just the base of it. So we can take this over here and put it over here because we don't need this now. So let's start with what the process looks like. We have our plate. We don't need this. So first what we need to do is we need to build our lower structure. Our lower structure is what houses this. And there's a very simple pattern. Again, it follows the same principle as if you're using a small 10-inch one or one of these big ones. Follows the same process. You're going to put 4 2x2 bricks in the corners. These are your keystones. If you're going to build a mill system, which is going to have exposed edges along one way, you want to be very cautious about what types of bricks you use on your exposed edges. For my train table that I'm building, that isn't nearly as much of a problem because I have a lip. I have a lip because my kids lean on everything you put in front of them. This is just me being very anal retentive, by the way. No reason for me to do that. I just wanted to make sure that the Lego read the same way on all 4 of them and the base plate. So my kids, if I put this on the table, my kids are going to lean and they're going to push. It's going to go right off the table. So the table I've designed and I haven't quite finished building yet has got ledges built into it so that I can plunk this down in and it's held in place. So I don't have to worry as much around the edges. So you have these 4 keystone. And the idea behind that is you can create rules that help you build things and say, this keystone's got to be this height. We can get into that. But, I mean, the MILS, the Modular Integrated Landscaping Systems website, which I have right up here, it goes into rules about how you can do things to make sure things follow the same rules. That's really what it is. The second thing you want to do is you want to take these 4x1 Technique bricks. These are kind of a really cool piece, but this is the secret of it. And it's the kind of the brick that's got the 3 holes in the middle of it. Those 3 holes are important because they're how you're going to connect one sheet to the next sheet. So you're going to take them and connect them on the sides. Again, because I'm not worrying about how mine are looking. That is not nearly as important in this particular build because of the lips. I'm just going to put them however I want to put them on the edges. But again, if one of these was going to have an exposed edge, like let's say this side was the side that was going to be viewed from the front, and I was going to have a white surface, maybe I would make sure this is a white brick and that this was a white non-Technique brick, because again, this is what people are going to see when they look at it front on. But considering I'm not worried about that, we can just put these in. Now I've already portioned out these bricks. I already counted out what I needed. But if you're going to be doing a big one, you'd follow the same process if you're going to be doing a small one. So again, if you're using one of the smaller base plates, you would just build these here as opposed to building here. There's no difference in it. The concept is exactly the same if you're using the traditional size base plates versus if you're using the big one. Again, apologize, I want to make sure they're facing the same way. I don't know why I care about this right now, but I do. Now that you've got these spacers, and again, it will make sense when you see it all put together, because I know some people are screaming, why don't you just build to the edge with these 4 pieces? Well, you'll see in a second. Now you're going to take these 2x4s. In theory, you could use 1x4s. The key is that what you want to be using is you want to be using a 4. That's the most important thing, that you're using a multiple of 4. So if you have a 2x8, you can use that. A 2x12, a 2x16. I don't know if they have 2x12s. But you got to be using a multiple of 4. Again, because I'm not caring about the colors, I'm just going to be putting any particular one on here. But if you really did care about the colors, you can always acquire the specific color that you need. These are not going to be visible, so I don't really care what color it is. I'm just using any old brick that I can find in my collection at this point. And of course, there's a method to the methodology behind all this. Everything in Lego exists for a reason. Like I said, I already counted this out before, but if you were doing this for yourself, you probably would have a much bigger pile. I knew exactly how much I needed. Next you're going to get are these 2x2 bricks. These 2x2 bricks are important because what they're going to do is they're going to create a structure, a subfloor for what you're building. And what you want to do is you want to build them like this. I'm putting these very specific places because when I do the next layer, this is going to be the corners of everything. And again, as you can see right now, you can probably see, but this is in the middle because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting a 4x4 plate on top, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to fit on there. That way what you're doing is you're overlapping your pieces and you do not have any piece that's going to be lined up with the edge of its piece with one of these bottom pieces. It's very important to do. That's what's going to give it its strength. Otherwise, you're going to have a seam. Oh. And the seam is where things can bend and break. So again, remember when I held it up, it didn't move. It didn't shake. It held its position. To my knowledge, if you use 1x4s over here, it would be almost as secure. Almost as secure. I think the 2s really help make it that much more secure. But if you... And there really isn't much of a price difference between a 2x4 and a 1x4 on something like Bricklink. There might be a difference in shipping and stuff like that, but in terms of your price, if you're not caring about the color, and you really shouldn't care about the color on the insides of these because no one sees them, yeah. So as you can see, this is kind of a tedious process, but it is what you do to build a very strong support structure underneath. Now that you've built, well, we still got a while to go, so I shouldn't even say now that I've built. Let's take a drink of water. So how do you acquire a lot of bricks like this? I know that's a question some people are asking. There's 2 approaches you can do. You can go secondhand. You can go to Bricklink, which is a website devoted to helping people buy and sell Lego pieces from each other. It's kind of the eBay, except you don't really have any bidding going on. More like the Craigslist, I think. Every Lego piece ever existed is on that site, and you can get a price for every one of them. If you followed any of my Lego building streams, you're quite familiar with Bricklink and my use of it. It's particularly helpful when you're trying to identify sets or restoring sets. You find a piece that you need or that you have, and you can identify what set that piece is associated with. That's one approach. That can get very pricey if you're looking at rare pieces, but it also can get pricey because you're paying for shipping for all of this. If you live close to a Lego store, they have this thing at the Lego store, and I hope it survived COVID. I could see how it wouldn't survive COVID, but I hope it did. But they have a thing called the Pick-a-Brick wall. The Pick-a-Brick wall is literally what it sounds like. There's a wall with bricks on it. And you fit as many bricks as you can of whichever brick you want into the Pick-a-Cup for a price. And there are tutorials that show you how to get the most 2x4s, the most 2x whatchamacallits into each individual cup to get your most bang for your buck. And I would highly recommend, if you ever want to get into it, that you learn those methods. But that's a good way to pick up a lot of cheap bricks. As you notice, I've got a lot of orange and blues because the times that I've gone, the two most recent times that I went, they had orange 2x4s and they had blue 2x4s, 2x2s. So I was able to pick those up. This is some exciting brick action, isn't this? I don't know, I find it comforting. I'm going to turn this around because I think you may not be able to see it. So even though we haven't put the top layer on yet, you can start to see that it's starting to get some weight, some emphasis to it. It doesn't bend nearly as much. That's what the bricks do. The bricks are all about trying to make sure that this becomes a secure base for what you're building. And the techniques on the corners, which of course are not on the corners, they're here, 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 and here, are the ways that you can connect these to each other. And the genius of the MILS system is, in theory, you can move things around, right? So let's say you built a street view, and you have a bunch of houses here, a bunch of houses here, and they say, you know what, we want to flip the houses, just take the piece out, slide it over here, slide the piece over, and boom, you moved your house. Types of things that people really into Lego do, and you don't have to disassemble your whole house at the same time. That's really why I do it. I'm working on a winter village, and the winter village, right? It would be a pain to set it up and tear it down every year, but put it on these MILS plates, and it's just a matter of who's carrying it downstairs. Now, if you're limited for space, that's a different problem. Then you probably need to tear them down. But I can see that could be actually kind of fun. Every year, take apart the Lego set and rebuild it. Right, just because you build the Lego set once. So again, I portioned these out because I knew how many I needed. Again, if you're building the 10 by 10 as opposed to the 15 by 15, you wouldn't really need as many. But again, this is what you do. So you build this honeycomb structure. Now, here are my 4x4 plates, which then go on top. And as you can see, we now are putting it in such a way that you will always have 2 studs on each one of these 4 in the bottom. And each corner will fit into one of these 4 corners of the 2x2. And that's how you start to build this structure. So I know people are asking, how much does this plate of bricks cost me right here? This is about $30 worth of these whites, which is a decent price. I probably could have got lower prices if I didn't want to go from one seller. But again, what I would save in cost if I went through multiple sellers, I probably would lose in shipping. This is like the guy, all he does is collect these white ones. You go to his store, he's got like 1 billion of them.
Holy Toledo!
Holy Toledo, ladies and gentlemen, mahalo for the raid. House of Jacobs Gaming, how was the rest of your stream, my friend? You can call me Craw. Today we are doing Lego MILS plates. And what the MILS plate is, aloha. So, to catch you guys up where we are turning a plate like this, which is a base plate. How do we use this to build a big Lego city? Well, it's this process. It's how we turn something like that into something like this with some nice landscaping. You can see this is much more sturdy, not as flimsy thing. You could build something on this, bring this, and attach this to your friend's one. So first, all we did is we laid down the base plate for everyone. So as you can see, we have that. Then there's a specific pattern you use to put down a subfloor, and then you build your main floor like this. Now, there's all rules that you can put into it, but the most important things that you do with it is you make sure. You knew the joke. You knew the joke. Look at you. It was close. It was close. So the big thing is that the sides of your base plate have to use these technique pieces so that you use pins. You can connect it to other base plates. You're very close on having the answer to that. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to literally do this until this box of Lego pieces is empty. This is an exciting stream. But again, when you talk about how people build those massive Lego cities and how they have them at conventions, they build them in these 4x4, these 10x10 or these 15x15 sections. Each person has one section and they're in charge of building that one section. And then you come and you assemble it together using rules about how high the corners need to be at certain points. There's a whole system behind this, and this is this web page we have up here in the upper right hand corner, the modular integrated landscaping system. It's got rules about bridges and rivers and other things you can do to really enhance your diorama of Legos. Here are the rules. It's based on modules. It's a very simple process. This is exciting. I enjoy stuff like this. But as you can see, as you build the honeycomb, from a structural standpoint, this base plate is now becoming a very, very strong structure. How was the rest of your stream? Any cool dances? Any good high scores that you got there? And for anyone who was in the chat when House of Jacobs Gaming rated, House of Jacobs Gaming is a phenomenal Just Dance streamer that I follow and I mod for. Oh, and I didn't introduce J-Dog, who also came in with him. J-Dog is another one of his mods. He also will play games at the house of Jacob's Gaming with stuff. But as you can see, now that we have the exterior, it is almost as secure as if I filled in the entire middle. Almost as secure. You're pretty worn out today. Oh, no worries, man. I greatly appreciate you coming through. But as you can see, I'm going to be doing this for a while. I may not even get through this whole box today. But I wanted to show you guys at least one built from scratch so that you guys can see it. Because I've got a couple of partially built ones over here that are going to go with my big Winter Village scene that I'm building out. But I at least wanted you guys to see the whole process of one from beginning to end. Now, you don't have to do it all one color, for instance, right? Because this is a Winter Village, it makes sense for me to have my base be white because the idea that it's snowing in this Winter Village. But if you were doing a park, green would make sense. If you're doing Mars, maybe a kind of reddish tan. You can also build roads into it, right? So in other words, let's say you wanted to have a road that runs through it. You could, when you're designing the city with your friends, you could say roads are going to be in this one to this one. This is where we're going to have our roads. And everyone would put in the middle of it, that's where the roads are. As long as you agree to the rules beforehand. That's what this is all about. And as you can see, I got a lot of these white bricks. So, Jason, I know you talk about that one brick that cost you $30. Yeah, the one brick that cost you $30. This is $30 of this one brick. That's how many I have in here. I think they were 7 cents each. I think that's why I ended up paying for them. Just about 7 cents, like 7.14 cents. And it's funny. So, I mean, I ordered, 350 or so because with shipping and handling and all that stuff, came out to be about $31. He, of course, doesn't sit down and count out 350 of them. He's like, okay, how much does one of these weigh? How much does 350 of these weigh? And then give me, 3 or 4 grams extra so that I'm not shorted, right? No one complains if you get 351 when you're only ordered 350. But you would complain if you got 349, right? Because I've ordered from this guy many times. And again, I always get 2 or 3 extra every time. Because again, he'd rather me have those couple extra than not have enough. It's just smart business. And he only has 100,000 of them for sale. Because that's what it is. The Lego pick-a-brick walls, usually what happens is they refresh it at a certain point in the month, and the people who do the resale market, they all show up because they know what day it refreshes. They all get to their Lego stores bright and early that day, and they get all the pieces they need. Very expensive plastic. Yeah, that's... Lego is very expensive plastic. But again, it's so much joy associated with this. The joy is worth it in my mind. Oh, thank you for contributing to the Just Dad Ants challenge. Greatly appreciate it. I'm sure this is actually one of the fastest moving ones. People are generally excited about this particular challenge. How are we doing percentage-wise on this one? 17%. Man. It's going fairly fast. I would not be surprised if by the time I reach my 30 days, because I always have to extend them. I always extend them every time. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the ones that goes the shortest compared to Ready Player 2 and Ready Player 3. Everyone wants to see the Just Dance stream. And you know me, I'm rehearsing. I got a routine. I'm rehearsing it. I'm not taking requests. I'm going to give you guys your Mahalo rewards points worth. So again, we got a couple more rows of these to go. But this is what this is about. This is how you connect these pieces. If you're going to be doing a train, maybe you wouldn't need to make sure that you have to have white here on the edges. You could get away with putting gray pieces or any other colors because they're going to be covered underneath something. For me, because I don't have my whole city mapped out, I'm just going, everything's going to be white. And if I have a bunch of extra white pieces, well, I have a bunch of extra white pieces. Not the end of the world. I can use it for other things. It is a winter village. I'm sure I will need white for other things. But as you can see, even this massive box is starting to get a little empty on pieces already. Yeah, I can't wait. Aloha, Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf, have you ever met House of Jacobs Gaming, by the way, Lone Wolf? House of Jacobs Gaming's in the chat. Introductions in case you guys haven't. Lone Wolfie is a friend of the stream. They have streamed a couple times themselves. Just an awesome supporter of a lot of people in the fitness community. Wonderful person. Lone Wolf, House of Jacobs Gaming is another dad. He does mostly just dancing, but I see him play games like Sea of Thieves, Valheim, really starting to grow as a content creator, not necessarily just a streamer anymore. Actually, recently unaffiliated himself from Twitch so that he's not burdened by that contract that says he can't. So, highly recommend, if you guys don't know each other, follow each other because I really appreciate both of you. You're both wonderful people. So there you go. That is how you turn something like this base plate into a white, snowy field. Yes, I would agree with you, House of Jacobs Gaming. That was something that if I had known what I knew about that, if I had known what I now know about that contract, I don't know if I would have signed it. I really like the channel point redemptions. I really feel like it's added a lot of interaction between me and the chat. But it is not a good contract for the benefit of new streamers. So there we go. Now we have a white field. And because Lone Wolf, I know you want to appreciate what a really good looking one looks like. This is the corner of my winter village. I've got kind of a frozen pond here. I've got my white field here, and I've got a train track. I'm really proud of this train track. And the reason I'm proud of it is because when you guys look at this, you see a train track. But I want to show you what the Lego train tracks look like when you buy them. Let me pop these out. This is what a Lego train track looks like when you buy it. This works, right? But no one's going to look at this and be like, wow, this looks like a really authentic train track. When you add these pieces in behind it, like this, you start to create that textured effect. And then you can go with these nice little plates. Ladies and gentlemen, well, thems and gentlemen, we have Noisy Coconuts in the house. How are you, my friend? It's been a long time since I've seen you. If y'all have not checked her out, she is a wonderful nurse who streams on rarest of occasions at like the weirdest times because it's all, again, based upon her hours. She's out there fighting COVID for the good fight. How are you, Noisy Coconut? It's an honor to see you here. It's an honor to see you here. Today we're building Lego MILS base plates. MILS stands for Modular Integrated Landscaping Session. It's how you turn something like this, which is Lego will sell you for some money, into something that looks like this. Something that's a little more secure, something that you can do, that you can hold, that you can move things around and can interlock things with. When you see those massive cities of people who have built things, they didn't just build it at the convention center. They all sat at home and they built their own individual MILS plates, and they show up and they connect them together. You love Levi's. I love Lego too. Oh. Noisy, I hate to tell you, but Aloha the bot would like to inform you that Lego is always an adjective. So Lego bricks, Lego elements, Lego sets, never ever Legos, according to the Lego group on Twitter. So yeah, this is one of the base plates I've already finished. I'm building a whole big massive winter village, but at the same time I have to get other base plates to look nearly as nice as this one. I really am proud of this one, especially how the water came out over here. So now that you've seen me build what one looks like from start to finish, and you see one that's kind of finished, let's look at one that's in a process of being built. So here we have, let's go with the next one down the line. So when I think about the winter village, I have to move these out of the way because these aren't as important for what we're doing right now. This is the corner here. So the reason it has these technique pieces on the ends is so that they can connect together like this. And now, you have a much bigger little Lego city. Like that. As you can see, I'm building more train tracks to go off this way. This is a little area here because I'm not sure how far this little display is going to come. That I don't know how much I can fill there, but I know I'm going to at least be able to put one in. I don't think I'm going to be able to put two in. I think it's only going to be one. But what I'm probably going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to fill this in with some more pieces and some other stuff. But until I know exactly how far this is going to stick out, until I do my nice, why can't I think of the name of that? Why can't I think of the name of that? It has a name for that too. Let's Google it real quick. So yeah, this one, I consider this is done. This is going to be right now until I work on the train tracks, make the train tracks a little prettier. What is that called? Let's get another tab open. Lego train track. Ballast. Ballast. It's called ballasting. That's what it's called. This is kind of the required video for if you're learning how to ballast. This is the guy to watch right here. This is the Bible of ballasting right here. So again, he talks how to ballast curved and straight stuff. Really important stuff. But yeah, I need to ballast and then I can get that particular one done. So here's one that isn't quite nearly as done, but again, it continues onwards from that second one. As you can see in the second one, my train track is starting to split in two because it's going into my train depot. So again, it's much easier to build it on these. I'm debating if I want to get this moved down one so that I could have this whole section on one plate, because I don't like this connection here going over the plate line. I don't like that. So I am considering moving this down one section so that it all fits nicely on one plate. At which point I'll have to redo that. But that won't affect up here at all. That won't affect up here. So this is going to be part of my train station. This is going to be the platforms. So I'm going with kind of an all black base. I'm using the Harry Potter Hogwarts train set as my train station platform. So again, this is how you use a Lego set that maybe you wouldn't have thought could work in a winter session, but again, it's still a train platform. It kind of has that old-timey British look because it's Harry Potter. This is going to feel really good to get out of the way. Because again, I mean, I need to do ballasting. I need to build my platforms. I need to get this looking really nice. Although I think this is off screen for you guys. This is where I left off in the last one. Last shipment of 4x4 Lego plates. Yeah, because this is off screen. So as you can see, this is the continuation from that previous plate. Slides in here. Here's the train station. Again, I don't like how this hangs off the edge. I really kind of want this divider here to be on the base plate edge. Which means I'm going to have a little longer train station than I would have liked, but I think it's going to work out better that way. Alright, we can put that down because that's now done. As you can see on this one, this is kind of how I figured it should look. So again, continuing down our train track, this one's in a lot worse shape in terms of me having designed it yet. But you can really kind of see this is a much cleaner edge to work off of than the other one, which is why I want to do it this way. So, right now, unfortunately, all I'm doing are these white ones. I'm going through the massive bins of Lego I have to try to build in this infrastructure underneath because, and again, when I got the pieces, I will do a video about. Oh, thank you so much, mahalo for that. I'll do a video on how you attach the trains to all of this. Because it isn't just these curves don't line up with Lego dots. That's the one thing. The Lego system is very specific. So as you can see here, and I'm going to slide this over here as much as I can, these studs on top line up with the studs on top on the bottom. Unfortunately, because these studs are not at a right angle, they don't line up on anything. So I can't have anything underneath these curved ones. They have to be flat. They can't be stud based. They have to be tiles. So until I ballast this whole curve, I'm not going to have any idea how it's going to fit together. And that's probably the next video I'm going to do after this one. Because now that I've got... My goal is for this year to get much more of this train table built. I spent a lot of my discretionary spending this year on Twitch. Getting my Twitch stream up to where it is now. And next year, 2021, a lot more of my discretionary spending is going to be spent on Lego for two purposes. One, I enjoy Lego, but two, it's going to give me lots of quality content to share with you guys. Lone Wolfie had to turn off central heating. It was still left on. You're getting cooked alive because there's a heater directly under your chair in the room below. Holy Toledo, that's not good. 20 degrees Celsius and 95% humidity. Whew. That's a lot of humidity. So again, with this, because I know I can't go all the way up to here, I'm probably going to go only about that far on this one. Probably a little further, because again, I know that there's going to be a point over here where I have to go with tiles. I'm not at that point yet. And because I haven't ballasted yet. And ballasting is fun. I enjoy ballasting. 100% humidity, even at 40, you end up sweating. Hey, 68 degrees you can sweat. It's your body adjusting to heat temp changes. Today it was, it's 57 right now where I am at. So it wasn't too hot. It was very nice and pleasant. But yes, if you haven't checked out Noisy Coconuts, feel free to check her out. Wonderful person. Hopefully I can catch one of her streams. Hopefully she streams again soon. When's the last time you streamed, Noisy? It may have been long enough ago that you may have cleared out your previously streaming videos. Yep, all clips. You have no whole VODs. Looks like it was 16 days ago was your last one. 2 weeks. I must have missed that stream. Oh, you're going to have one on Tuesday? It looks like the 6th. Oh my gosh, I'm excited about that. But as you can see, now that you're starting to get the white on, it's starting to look, you missed your notification, you're live. You realized you were live when you heard your voice on Viva Luana stream because she was watching me? Aww. That sparks joy. Viva Luana is such a special person. Wonderful human being. Just one of the nicest, sweetest people. I think the world of her. If you aren't supporting her, feel free to go check her out. Just wonderful content. She could stream the phone book. Her just reading the phone book, and I would watch it. So I figure about, let's see. Yeah, I'm probably going to be able to go to, I know I can do that one. Again, let's look. That one might be cutting it. I'm going to leave that one in there because I like to be bold. Right? I like to make an assumption that I'm going to be able to use that one. Because again, it takes a lot more bricks to fill in the tiles than it does these. Because tiles at a 4x4 are very, very expensive. Tiles are almost all going to come in 1x1s and 1x2s. You can get 1x3s and 1x4s. But 1x2 is really your cheap price point for tiles. And unfortunately, you can't get away with a honeycomb when you're dealing with 1x2s. You have to pretty much do a solid brick structure underneath it at that point. All right, let's look. Am I going to be able to do that one? No, that one's not going to be able to be done. Okay, is this flat underneath? No. Okay. So that's probably all of the 4x4s I'm going to be able to do on this plate. Again, I need a ballast, and then this is all going to be filled in with tile or other studs. I heard Lego, something Lego, and I was like, hey, I recognize the handsome voice. There's only one guy I know who's talking about Lego so much. I was like, yeah, Viva, is that Aloha Cross? You started laughing. He's like, oh yeah, that's when I loaded your stream up too. Aw, thank you so much, mahalo for that. So yeah, I can't wait to do some ballasting. That's probably going to be my next Lego. Oh, that's off by one. Maybe that's why it wasn't going to work. Let's just double check. No, that's still going to just go over it a little bit. I might have gotten lucky. But I don't think I'm going to get that lucky. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. We can go cross that one off. What is next? Oh, this one. So this one, well, you can't see it because I'm hiding it. But over here, I started to use some non-white pieces. And that's because this is going to be a continuation of the track. but I'm going to take them off. Does it have to be a good amount of space around the train so you can move? Yeah. Really what it is the ballasting that sticks out from underneath the train. So again, if you're talking about the difference between this, which is what the train track would look like if you didn't have any work on it. If this was just how you had your train track, and this, which is how the train track looks when it's nice and pretty, there's a lot of difference between this and this. And I can pop this actually off because this is just on at 2 points. Well, it's often on a couple points. But as you can see, there's a couple of layers of infrastructure underneath this to give it this effect, right? You have a whole layer underneath, and as such, it's not going to sit on there as nicely, right? You're not going to be able to do as quite of a good flow on this. So this is what it looks underneath the curved one. It's nice and flat with these tiles so that these pieces can sit on there a little better. And of course, the curved ones are a little more problematic. And then that is going to go on there like that. And then that goes in there like that. But yeah, so pretty much you're going to expect it to go out at least one dot from its current edge. It's going to go out at least one. So when you're looking at, particularly here, and I don't know if you really can see it very well, but I can't have this dot here because this dot is partially going to be hitting on this particular piece of the ballast. So you kind of have to figure out where is your line, your invisible line of dots. Like this one is right there. I can barely get my fingernail between this dot and this piece. And because I haven't ballasted those other pieces yet, I don't know where this edge is going to land yet. And that's ultimately what it's about. So this is going to be another one that's just going to be all white. Probably doesn't need to be all white, but honestly, I've used so many of my other ones. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, but as we finish this one up, I'm actually going to get train tracks onto this one. So you can, again, start to see the work that goes into making the train tracks a little ballasted. I don't have all the right pieces. If I was really going to be doing it right for each one of these, like for instance, these are the pieces you would need to ballast a straight one with. You need so many of these ones, so many of these ones, so many of these ones, and you can see here's the process that he uses to build his process. Aloha, Night Owl. How are you doing, my friend? Here, I'm going to make that as large as we can. So as you can see, he fills in the gaps with it. So let's see how he goes. He puts those pieces on underneath it to create a bridge. And then he uses those 4 pieces in the middle to create a flatness to it. You're not doing good. I am sorry to hear that. Feel free to let me know if there's anything I can do that can help. Within reason. So again, as you can see, he's filling in the gaps. He's creating that nice ballast edge. But again, if you got a bunch of those pieces, great, cool. But if you got a bunch of these other weird sized ones, you really can use anything you need on the bottom end to kind of fill in the gaps as needed. The curves is a little more different because the curve, you can't do straight Lego bricks. So you kind of got this piecemeal thing that you got going on. Oh, aloha the bot. That's not a good joke there. Shame on you. But yeah. That's kind of what that's about. Let's get back to the MILS. So I'll show you some of the work that you can kind of do underneath this. Because my train track goes to the edge, I know exactly how wide my ballasting needs to be. Now, something you do with your girlfriend, okay, I understand. Relationships are always tricky, and I can only imagine how much tricky they are for everyone. I mean, I'm in a relationship too, but COVID is one of these stressor situations, which really, I think, it's kind of like getting married. I'll explain. Marriage is a union between two people who say, I want to spend the rest of my life with them. Right? Right, yeah. Hear me out here. Hear me out here. It is a very simple process. You say, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Till death do us part. And in its best situations, she's struggling with self-harm. No, I understand. Again, this is a very stressful situation. So even at its most basic standpoint, there is very little stress that comes along with being married. Right? That really just says, I'm making a commitment to be with you for the rest of your life. But society makes marriage more stressful than not. And the best way I've ever explained it to someone else is, if I didn't mow the lawn one day, when my wife and we were just dating, I would have been a quote-unquote lazy boyfriend. Then when we were engaged, I would become a lazy fiance. And now that we're married, I would be a lazy husband. Notice the escalating weight of those words. Husband. Much more weight behind it. It's very easy to get rid of a lazy boyfriend, but a lazy husband, well, you married them. You're stuck. You can get divorced, don't get me wrong. I come from a divorced household myself, but it is a messy, messy process. And now, to add it even worse, I have kids. I'm a lazy dad. COVID is a lot like, and so and that's if all you do is get married, you have that weight now thrown upon a couple that can be very, very stressful for people. Throw a wedding on top of it. And I recommend that people go through the whole wedding process. Even if all you do is have a backyard barbecue that costs $50. Because a wedding process is a great lesson in your communication styles. I was a wedding photographer for years. I am not saying I knew which couples were going to get a divorce based upon their weddings and how they dealt with me. But I have a pretty good idea which ones got divorced, and I don't talk to any of them. Right? I had a pretty good idea. I remember the first one that I found out got divorced. I was like, yep, that's not shocking. So one couple I actually thought would get divorced. They're very happy still, and I couldn't be more thrilled for them. I thought for sure they were going to get divorced. I happily cashed that check, and I got them that wedding disc as soon as I could because I was worried they were going to get divorced before I could get the photos edited and I wouldn't get all my money. But yeah, so that's what I mean. So I think COVID is an example of this. COVID is a very stressful situation where everyone is at their emotional, at this point, if you are not at your emotional capacity with COVID, you are a very strong person. Everyone, I feel, is at their mental capacity. And their ability to take on more at this point is just gone. I'm the vice president of a nonprofit. And I found out that it's the expectation, and I didn't know this when I agreed to be the vice president, that next year I become the president. And I almost resigned and moved so that I would not have to be their president next year. The idea that I'm going to be the president of this organization, and I'm qualified to be the president. I'm qualified enough to be the vice president. But again, I think so many people are at that. So I think that's why it is a lot like the wedding process, that if you're in a relationship and you can successfully navigate COVID and all of this, living together or not living together, and all the stuff that goes with this, there's nothing you can't do. If your relationship survives COVID, look at that. I ran out of bricks. I ran out of bricks. Wow. Could even get the whole sheet. Perfect. I do have to use these non-colored pieces then. Struggling with self-harm. Yep. So, Night Owl, my wife, is a psychologist, and she did her thesis. I don't know, the thing that she wrote that they had to review and say, congratulations, you're now a doctor. She did that on self-harm. So, I'm not going to be a psychologist because that's my wife's job, but I'm very well versed in what it's like to do with that. So, I hope your girlfriend is getting the help that she needs, because that is a very dark place for someone to be in. Aloha, Detailed Pig. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know Detailed Pig, oh my gosh. I need to introduce two people to each other. Detailed Pig, please introduce yourself to House of Jacobs Gaming. House of Jacobs Gaming, please introduce yourself to Detailed Pig. The reason why it's so important that the two of you meet is you two are the best just dancers living in Oklahoma. Please continue with what you were talking about. Yeah, I knew. Oh my God, I've waited so long since I found out Detailed Pig lived in Oklahoma that I could be like, I get the two of y'all in a room and be like, this is like months in the making. I'm so thrilled. Oklahoma. I don't know the song. I know there's a song, but yeah, I'm excited. I hope you're excited, because I'm excited. The wind goes sweeping through the plains. All right, so Detailed Pig, what we're doing while y'all introducing each other. We are doing what's known as MILS. It's the process where you take something like this for Lego, which is a base plate, and turn it into something like this that you can then connect to other base plates and build a massive Lego city with. So this is kind of what the base plate looks like. And as you can see, you do that by building kind of a honeycomb structure underneath of bricks, which then support each other. Yeah, well, like I said, when I found out she was from Oklahoma, I literally said, you need to be my boy. House of Jacobs Gaming. Because again, he's the only one I know. So what we're doing here, and I'm hoping I have. That's not, well, that's too long. How is this? This is a 6. Please tell me I've got some more. Now, unfortunately, they all need to be multiples of 4x4. There, this is going to be one. To work with the honeycomb structure. I mean, in theory, I could use this and just slide them over a little bit. That would be fine. But again, when you're dealing with something that's this big, having that multiple of 4 really makes your life easier. And because... oh, come on. Nope. Nope. Oh, this is so frustrating. These are all going to be this size too. Yes, perfect. Okay, perfect. So this really needs to go out this far. So I can get away with these two being, these two rows being non-white because it's not going to matter. This row needs to be white, however, unfortunately. It needs to be white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this row here and just transfer it one over for my MILS plate building. Because when I come back to the white bricks, which I'm going to do after a while because now I've run out of the base plates and the honeycomb structure underneath, the next parts that I'm going to be building is more of the ballasting. One of your biggest TV celebrities. Yes, you gotta check out Detailed. She streams mostly in the morning. She does a lot of chess streams. She does Just Dance streams. She's got phenomenal sense of humor, incredible timing. I think a lot of people who stream can learn by watching each other, and I think Detailed Pig is one of those people that I think even Avery, little Seehaw herself, could learn something from watching Detailed Pig. And I know that's a bold statement. I don't think she could learn a damn thing from watching me. But I think she could learn something from Detailed Pig. And this is why. Detailed Pig is the only person in the Just Dance landscape that has a transition between her I'm talking to you cam and I am dancing cam. She's got a little animation and she does the same thing every time, and it is amazing. And I've seen no one else do it. And that's what I mean when I say Lil Seehaw could learn from watching you. Because she could say, huh, maybe I should think about doing that. Maybe she's like, this is stupid, I'm not going to do it. But like I said, she could at least learn something from watching you do it once or twice to be able to say this is something worth trying. All right. So I don't need these pieces. I need more for my ballasting. I don't necessarily need them here. All right, where was the next one? That's going to go onto the back like that. So as you can see, when we watched the video of the guy who was ballasting his train tracks, he was using the same 2x, I think, 8 piece. I'm using these pieces because I have these pieces. I don't know why I would use these pieces for anything else. And sure, they're going to have an overlap here, but I'm just going to put a 2x4 on top of this anyway and seal it up. I may even have some 2x4s in here that I'm going to touch. But again, I think that that's the most important thing. Before you go out and buy a bunch of pieces of Lego to follow an instructional video like this, I think it's important to see what are the pieces you have lying around your house that you can reuse. And in this instance, I have plenty of these pieces, which I can just, again, there it goes. I've covered them. I got plenty of those. Now, for these, let's get the rest of these pieces out. These are just pieces that I've harvested from kind of doing things, right? Going through other people's bins. So again, this can go into here. And now I've built that entire line. This, for instance, can go right on top of there like that. That is too long. But that is perfect. Look at that. That's a whole one right there. One piece. Perfect. So, I mean, at this point, I almost am done ballasting this. This is going great. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Nope, that's a little too long. Let's go over here. Put this over on this one. There. As you can see, as I was going through the bins, I was saying I need my 2x4s for ballasting, so I'm going to put that right in there. These are 2x3s, I'm going to need those for the curves. But I need these 2x1s to go right in there. That's what it's all about. It's about finding the pieces that you need. Look at this. I got an extra one. I found that when I was harvesting. Let's try to make one of these as complete as possible. So let's go back through here, punch that out. Aloha, Lone Wolf. Oh, wait. What did I miss? Oh, sometimes you watch a little Seahawk too. What did I miss from Lone Wolf? Oh, sorry. Lone Wolf, your favorite TV celebrity and one of your biggest inspiration, lives in Oklahoma. Her name is Ray Drummond. She owns a hotel, a deli, and lives on a ranch. It looks so beautiful in the Pawshucket area. Oh, Detailed Pig. It looks like House of Jacobs Gaming knows Ray Drummond. Yep. Yeah, because I was talking about Little Seahawk. Little Seahawk's wonderful. She's wonderful. Really is top notch. I apologize for skipping over the message. I'm just trying to read it. You know me. Sometimes I get distracted. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta love Aloha the Bot. Aloha the Bot's always giving out good quality information. Good quality information from Aloha the Bot. Alright, yeah, let's try to get this one as done with the noodling as I need. So again, because I know I need these pieces, I just kind of, as I'm going through the bins, I find the piece and I say, okay, I need this piece, I need this piece. There it goes. Now I've got that entire middle nice and flat. But I know I need to connect these. So these are going to connect on like this and like this. And then it's going to go right on here like this. And this is gonna be a lot of fun to push down because you really need to get every single one of the bricks to engage. Almost easier to put down your foundations there it goes. Yes, Pioneer Woman. I want one of her books. I want to be her. I want to make a blog and write cookery books. I would love that. Do it, 100%. I know she lives in a tiny little town here and has a restaurant here. There's a couple of folks I know who are obsessed with her. My husband does the cooking, so yeah. And my wife and family love her. I'm like, yeah, but where's my hamburger? Well, Aloha the Bot. Alright, let me just see if I have any more pieces that I can throw into that. Nope, here's another one. So again, this is the type of stuff that you do. You just try to find the pieces that you need and plug them in. And then eventually you've got all the pieces that you can find, and you say, okay, I need to go order a bunch of pieces from Bricklink to fill in the gaps. All right, where was that? Oh, here. Yeah, I think every streamer can learn and grow from watching other streamers. But again, like I said, Detailed Pig, you're the only person I know who has a transition screen between chatting and doing it. And it works every time, and it's flawless, and it's just... Again, I don't know if you saw someone do it and said, gee, I want to do that too, or if you just said, gee, I wish I had something here for this. If I was still just dancing, I would have stolen that from you exactly. Aloha the bot, yes, Aloha the bot. Aloha the bot, like I said, Aloha the bot. I teach Aloha the bot a new joke every single day. Every single day. Right? Like, if you, like, for instance, you guys saw the title, right? The title is, if you ask the question into the chat, that will trigger Aloha the bot to tell us the joke. If you type the words hippo, zippo, heavy, or lighter, right? If you just type heavy in, Aloha the bot is going to trigger the joke. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Aloha the bot to be the most conversational bot on Twitch. Oh, here's one more. I know you do. And like I said, if you want to see me shake what my mama give me, consider donating your Mahalo Rewards points to the community challenge, Just Dad Ants. There we go. Alright, I'm not going to be able to get any more of mine done from a ballasting perspective, because as you can see, oh, wait a minute, wait. Look at that. So again, because it's a multiple of 4, it's a 12, it can go in and it replaces 3 of them. Get them in here. And as you can see, I'll probably get a couple more pieces and be able to fill in my spaces later. But yeah, so when we look at the whole city that we have so far that we're in the process of building, and since we've got plenty of time, we'll work on our platform a little bit. But as you can see, it starts here with the water. So this is going to be the edge, and here's the train. As you can see, this is properly ballasted. It's got the nice little borders that make it look like a train track. That connects in here with this one. And again, I don't like how this is not centered on a line. I'm probably going to end up moving this over one so that this right here is my edge. But then these two connect. And that's, again, why I use the Technique pins on the edges. Then that connects in. And again, I don't like this edge. I wish it was a nice, clean edge like this. But these connect in, and here's my train station. And this is why you do the MILS plates. Because again, imagine trying to build and transport this Lego city if I had to carry all these pieces independently of each other. Again, I like how clean this is. That's why I'm going to move that over, and this one's going to be too wide. Detailed Pig Lone Wolf, thank you both for contributing to the Just Dad Ants program. We greatly appreciate it. Yeah, you gotta give the points to the challenge. Just Dance is how you met Craw, but he doesn't dance anymore. Well, I don't dance right now. I'm gonna be dancing. Oh my gosh, what's the difference? Oh, you know the difference between a hippo and a Zippo par with a silent G? Oh, how the bots got you back. Yes. Par with the silent G. Do you know Detailed Pig, by the way? If you don't, I think you would enjoy her. Detailed Pig. If you do not know Par with the silent G, you're really missing out on, I'm going to say, the premier Just Dance viewer on Twitch. Par knows so much about Just Dance, it's insane. He helped me get through those early days as a streamer when like no one watches you, right? When you like first start and it's like no one watching, 0 viewers, and you're just like 3 hours and you're like, what the hell did I just do with my life? Par was there. Par watched me. Par got me to the point where I am, who I am today, with my massive 5 viewers. Who cares about viewers, right? This is all about growing as a communicator. Anyway, so, again, this is what it's all about. And then that will connect in with this piece that we just finished up. I know you would have been there. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm off by 1. Good thing I just did that. Look. I am so glad I just did that because I realized that I have my train right up on the edge. And I just built this as if I don't. So we need to go take that apart. Yes. Oh, trust me, I know so many people are invested in the Just Dance that I'm not just going to schedule it on like the next Friday. I'm probably going to reach out to people and be like, can you be here? Like, it's probably going to be a Saturday night stream. All right, so let's take this apart because I realized that's off. We're going to build this the right way. Okay. This is why we have brick separators, people. All right. Let's get a couple more of these brick separators out. I have a lot of brick separators. It will be reached. My community has never not earned a community challenge. So there, we pull these 3 at the same time. We're going to get much more leverage. Nope, that did not work. All right, we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. But it's all right. We're going to put this back on the right way. And it'll be much more secure this way, too. Nope, I'm going to need this to be there. Haha. Alright, now this one is going to be 1, 2, 3. This one's going to be a little longer. Working out pretty good. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. We're already at 20%. This one may not even take a whole month. This one may take like less than a month. You guys are pretty excited about this one, I'll tell you that much. I don't know if my kids should be offended that y'all don't care that much about them getting their own streams. But yeah, that's the whole point of Community Challenge. Something that the community can be excited about, something where they're willing to say, I spend this time watching you. I'm willing to give up my hard-earned Mahalo rewards points for the greater good. Right? That's what this is about. Same. Okay, so these are called brick separators. They use fulcrum to lift. Otherwise, it'd be very hard to get to these pieces out. Because those are 2, these ones are 2, they're not going to be as bad to pop out. Those ones were 4 wide. They just are much harder because there's more studs that you have to rip out. But it's the way you make sure that you take apart your Lego, you do not break your fingernails. Alright, so this is going to have to be a 1 wide on the edge. So let's go back to our box. We're going to need to get some 1s. And luckily, I have a ton of these 1s. So again, I'm just going to use these on the edge. It's the same because I had them all out and I put them all back in. Yes, exactly. No, if you don't want to lose your nails, these brick separators are a godsend. I mean, in theory, I don't have to use these 1s. I could use 2s, but I just have one of them be underneath the rail. But I'm going to need the 2s for the other side, I think. I don't know, I haven't gotten to there yet. I have no idea how far over it is. Okay, cool. So there we go. Now we need to do 1 gap. And then we need to do a short one. And then we need to do a long one. Hopefully you guys are thinking this is like an ASMR stream. And now we're going to do this one. This is some high quality ASMR, I'll tell you that much right now. Alright, and now we can do this. This is going to be 1 gap over. Because this 1 gap is where the rail is going to be. Nope. There. There we go. And now these I don't need. But I do need you. And you. I don't need you or you. But I need you. Yeah, brick separators, godsend. If you buy larger Lego sets, they will often give you brick separators for free. It's one of the reasons I have like 100 of them. If you buy smaller Lego sets, I think they're like $2 or $3 to buy a brick separator. They originally were much bigger and they were a different color, and then they went orange, and now they're teal in some sets. Again, I think Lego recognizes that collectors like to have different options. There we go. And as you can see, we now have got the rail on. That went on so much easier. And now we can put these in the middle. Then these can fill in the edge just a little bit. And there. And then to be able to finish this one up, I'm going to need to, keep doing my ballasting, and then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my 4x4s. Now, we're going to, because we still have 25 minutes in my stream, and I honestly thought I would not have any time left, we're going to work another part of the project. Brick separators are for wusses? What? If you wanted to do an ASMR stream, I'm not sure ASMR Lego brick building would be your first vote. Yes, it would be my first vote. Yep, I'm with you. They're genuine Lego company product, not some. Yes, no, this is a legitimate Lego thing. I have a blue one over there, I think. I'm not ending soon. I'm ending in 25 minutes or so. All right. So this is what I want to work on for my last 25 minutes or so, because it kind of fell apart on us. Viva, were you hear me talking about how wonderful a human being you are? Ladies and gentlemen, Viva the Walnut's in the house. She's one of my mods. She is one of the most genuinely nice people on Twitch. I feel like there was this TV comedy, I want to say about 2000 and no, in the 90s. It's called All American Girl with Margaret Cho. And in it, she's playing one of the first Asian families to be on network television in America, and it was centered around them. And her grandma, not her actual grandma, but the grandma character in the show becomes a Nielsen ratings person, i.e. in America, we determine the worth of a show by how many people are watching it. They can't, of course, put a device in every single home to see who's watching what at all times. We have the internet for that now. But they couldn't do this back in the day. So what they did was they took a statistically valid sample size, and they gave random people devices, and they watched what they were watching. And they gave those people money to do it. And at the same time, those are the people who helped determine what shows were popular. So if it's a properly statistically valid sample size, it's not a problem. But this grandma in this show took it upon herself to try and save every television show. So if she didn't watch it, she had this fear it was going to get canceled. And she's like, I got to watch this show or MacGyver's going to get canceled. And Viva La Walnut watches so many people's streams. Just in terms of her dedication to helping other people become better streamers and supporting them, I always feel like Viva La Walnut is the Asian grandma worried that we're going to get canceled if she doesn't watch us stream. So Viva, that's why I picture you, why you always want to be here to help, support, and give feedback. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Viva, for being here. If you haven't checked her out, feel free to check her out. Wonderful stuff. I love it when she streams, but if she doesn't stream, that's okay with me, because as long as she's being healthy and all that stuff, yeah, Lone Wolf, you're in Viva territory in that regard. So Viva, what we're doing right now is we are doing what's known as Lego MIL. It stands for Modular Integrated Landscaping System. It's how we take a Lego base plate like this, and we turn it into something that's nice and pretty. This one isn't pretty. Here, I'll show you a pretty one. That one's still under construction. Here's the pretty one I keep showing over and over and over again. With a nice little ocean, some wonderful ballasted train tracks, a nice snowy field. I'll put stuff here later. But in terms of, this is the goal from this, with the process. So right now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on reassembling the train station. Here we go. So this train station is not in its perfect form right now. I'm just trying to map out what its territory will look like. So I have an idea of how it's going to sit. And I recognize it's going to have to go longer because, again, I'm going to change this so that it's 2 straight mods. But the idea is that the train will be able to go underneath it like this, and it has to be this height for the train to have the proper clearance. And then we will have these platforms on it like this. Again, it requires some ability to have an imagination, unfortunately, because again, this is a very rough state. But that's the idea, is that then this would go here. And then you can have some kind of little lamp posts like this over here somehow. Very rough state, but I wanted to make sure that at least this looked like somewhat legitimate in terms of it being in its right position. This needs to go here. I think this needs to come. Oh, where's that? There it is. There. Ah. See, this is not structurally secure at all right now. Let's get these pieces on it together. Make sure that this sits on there nicely. This needs to be back when that's its problem. Yeah, come on. There we go. What? I wish you could be paid to watch people who spend like 80. Oh, wow. That's a lot of hours on Twitch. There you go. Yes, House of Jacobs Gaming is going to be doing a 24-hour stream. He is. It's going to be glorious, too. I'm so excited about it. Now, is that the right... I don't feel like that's the right height. I feel like I need to take that off. There. That's the right height. Is that... Or does it need to be up one? No, it needs to be up one. It needs that one. There. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now this one, again, similarly, let's get... We're going to need to get... This needs to click underneath. Like that. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't go there. There. Now I can put this one back over here because I don't need that. In fact, why does this one have one underneath it? There. Now we can put this over here also. So again, I mean, this isn't perfect representation because, of course, you know, these things aren't here. But again, this is conceptually what the train depot will look like. The train station will look like. There needs to be a little better work onto it. Wait, we're missing stuff. Oh yeah, you have to be a bot company. There you go. Yeah, those bot companies, they need people to view streams when they choose to pay for viewers. There you go. I could be a walnut bot. Support my friends. What? Exactly. Be right back. Pirate, enjoy. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Check out Being Shoot. Earn points for watching their streams, and you can use those points to enter contests by gifts. Interesting. That is. Unfortunately, gift cards can't pay bills. No, they can't. But you can sell gift cards on the black market and then pay bills with that. Just saying. All right, so yeah, so again, conceptually, this is what the train station will kind of look like. Once I get the ballasting done down here, I really can, again, start working on making sure that this is the right height, this has the right colored pieces. I want to make sure that the bottom is this black all the way through. If you notice, it's hard to kind of see, but the goal is to kind of have that kind of U effect that you have in a lot of train stations. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but that's kind of the goal of what I want it to look like. So yeah, this is the train station portion of the little village, and yeah, eventually this is going to be a massive thing, and it's got the cool little lights. I'm working on it. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was my Lego city. But yeah, that's kind of what this is about. We can take these pieces, and I just kind of leave them on here because I know I want these pieces with it, and I don't have a container for it yet. Eventually, I will have a container for them. Eventually, it'll get built, so I won't even need a container. Yeah, this is my little Lego city going on. We can take this, we can slide this over here. Did I ever turn back on the Lego cam, by the way? Just want to make sure you guys, okay, you're looking down at the top, right? Okay, cool. All right. The way you talk about Lego is making you want to play more Valheim. Well, Valheim is a little easier to get lost. Eventually you run out of money buying Lego bricks. I need to make a rundown to a... And that's the problem with the pick-a-brick wall is I can't guarantee I'm going to have the pieces that I need. Pick-a-brick wall, for me, really works best for filling in the bottoms. So I need to make some bigger orders on Bricklink to really get my ballasting down. All right, let's take that, and we're going to put it over here. And then that will be taken back down to the basement. Yeah. So this is fun. Oh, a lot of people are obsessed with Valheim. If I hadn't literally bought Stardew the week before everyone got into Valheim, I would probably buy Valheim and join you guys. But I bought Stardew, and then everyone was like, Stardew's the worst. We're all going to play Valheim now. And I'm like, cool, this is why I don't buy things. Because y'all do me in like that. Let's find someone to raid. I don't really know what I'm going to do for the next 14 minutes other than sit here and talk about stuff. And I need to get a good night's sleep tonight. I really do. For those who do not know, I got my second COVID vaccine shot. And I know I'm going to need a good night of sleep. King of the Knobs, aloha, welcome into the chat, my friend. We're actually in the process of Walnut of Walnut High. Yeah, no, a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. They have their community servers. I know that Rain was doing one for a while. Let's see who we can raid. But yeah, so I need a good night's sleep because... Yeah, I got my shot at like 1, and supposedly it's a 12-hour mark to 36 hours is when you really feel the side effects. So I'm about 4 hours away from feeling it. About 4 hours. Don't leave. I'm gonna go. I'm going to grab. Oh, I'm going to be doing a raid right now. Wait on your KFC, my friend. Who can we raid? We raided. I sent people over to Kitten's Kung Fu. Although Kitten's Kung Fu is a leader right now, who we can raid. I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll. So that you guys can pick where you want to go from here. Because I see a couple of really awesome people who I really enjoy. And I'd love to send you guys to various different people. And it's hard for me to choose. So yeah, let's get a poll. Let's get a poll. We're going to do a poll. A new poll. This is going to be our raid poll. Should we... play with kittens. Play with kitten, not kittens. Kitten. Very appropriate distinction between the two. Should we catch them all? Or... see who my third person is going to be. Kill Mario. Right. I feel like you guys are going to know who it is. We're going to do 3 minutes, 50 extra Mahalo Rewards points if you want to skew it. Let's go. Let's start the poll. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I got the Pfizer. What do you mean, Jesse Cakes? I put a poll out there. If you want to raid Jesse Cake, you should figure out who you're voting for and pick their stream. So yeah, that's what you have to do. That's the one you want. What do you want? What do you want, Viva? People we were talking about. People don't know. We got 2 people who want to play with Kitten, and 2 people who want to catch them all. Aloha, Nat Meggie. Welcome into the house, my good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not checking out Nat Meggie, you're really missing out on one of the rising stars in Twitch land. She's a Canadian variety streamer. She does a lot of Harry Potter stuff, a lot of Spyro, a lot of stuff. She's just a wonderful human being. Check her out. You really won't go wrong with that. Kitten is getting some lead. And what I appreciate is y'all think I'm talking 21%. I know, we're crushing it, Para. I mean, I know I said Kitten's Kung Fu earlier, but I know multiple kittens. So, just going to say, we might not be talking about the same kitten at that point. Oh, you've been working, finally got the clouded Lego stream. Thank you so much. Well, that's the thing. So, I'm going to be canceling, and this is going to break some people's hearts. I'm canceling my Saturday streams going forward. I just don't have time to do it on Saturdays. The kids' schedule is starting to pick up with nice weather. We're starting to do more outdoor stuff. So my Wednesday night streams are going to be a Lego stream. It doesn't matter if we're going to be playing Lego games or if we're going to be doing Lego brick building. That's kind of how it is. We'll play Lego games when I have a Lego project. The Lego project will be in its place. But yeah, Wednesday nights, like nothing's going to encroach on Wednesday nights. But Saturdays are becoming a little hard to get it in. I always feel like I'm letting people down in real life when I come to stream on Saturdays, and I just don't want to do that anymore. No one wants to kill Mario. I'm not going to be like offended that no one wants to kill Mario. Catch them all. That's the one that's winning right now. Yeah, we're close to the goal. I can't believe this. I mean, we may even be able to pull off Just Dead Ants in 1 month. We have 21 days left. We're at 21%. Ooh, Catch Them All is getting a lead. It's getting a bigger lead. People have to be contributing. People have to be doing the whatchamacallit. How do I see how the votes are coming in? Oh, yep, Catch Them All is blowing people away. You know what you want. There you go. It looks like Lone Wolf contributed a lot of more Hollow Roars points, but gotta catch them all. So let's talk about who we're not going to be rating. We're not going to be rating Nerdy and Outdoorsy. Nerdy and Outdoorsy is this kind of an older dude. By older dude, I mean he's not 20. Kind of a solid dude, plays a lot of retro games. Right now he's playing Super Mario Bros. 35. The title of the stream is Mario's Already Dead. So we will not be rating. We will not be rating Kitten is Tog. If you do not know her, she is a phenomenal... Oh my god, someone just went live. Oh. Kitten is Tog. She's playing Among Us. She's a phenomenal Among Us streamer. Her Discord has a very active Among Us channel. Check her out. Kitten is Tog. Wonderful person. And the person who we are going to be rating, and I'm going to do a second poll. Do we want the winner of the first poll, or do we want more hot Lego building action? One of my favorite Lego people just went live. So we're going to do a second poll. New poll. More Lego? Yeah. And 3 minutes, let's go. Sorry to steal points. Make our good friend donate even more points. No, we'll see. Maybe no one wants to see any more Lego. Maybe people think I'm the best Lego person and we don't need to watch this other person who, mind you, has written Earth, Wind, Fire, Water as their title. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So do we want more Lego, or do we want to go with the actual raid? Is in the lead. No, this guy is a better Lego streamer than I am. 100%. A better streamer than I am. I start my day every day that he's streaming and oh my god, I get to watch this person stream. Just super knowledgeable. Ooh, it's neck and neck. You're not live right now. You also aren't Australian, so I can't watch you at 5 a.m. in the morning. All right, it looks like we're not going to be checking out this wonderful Lego streamer. We're gonna raid the person who we voted for beforehand. Who some of you know who we're talking about. Some of you don't know who we're talking about. You can once you get to. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be great. I feel kind of bad about doing a second poll, but I don't. I don't feel that bad. Because at least we're being democratic about it, you know? I think of the first poll as the primary, right? This was the primary. We were picking the person to go up against the Lego party. And now we have to decide between the Lego party and the Pokemon party. Do we want Lego or do we want Pokemon? Yeah, no. I don't blame you. But again, Australia, man. Australian rules the, like, first thing in the morning East Coast, like, streaming world, right? You look at someone like, why can't I think of her name? Tika. She's phenomenal. Oh, thank you, Lone Wolf. I greatly appreciate it. I figured you came only for me. I don't think you came for the Lego. It's alright. Alright, I'm going to queue it up because I don't think more Lego is going to be winning anytime soon. If you guys don't see me stay in the chat very long, because you know where I've gone, somewhere else. Yeah, it's not nearly the battle. I mean, you guys battled it out for the last one. It was impressive. But yeah, so I got my second shot, and so I need a good night's sleep tonight. Tonight's not a night I can be up till 2 a.m. watching streams. I need to go to sleep. But yeah, good stuff. So Friday night, no stream. But Saturday night, we're going to be playing Among Us with the dads. I'm still getting my group of people together, but it should be a good group. All right, so we are going to be doing... Viva La Walnut was the person who contributed right there. I appreciate you, Viva La Walnut. So we will not be checking out that square guy who is building Lego Ninjago. We're going to be going to Jessie Cake. Jessie Cake is a former Just Dance streamer. She's gotten so deep into the Pokemon trading card game and card reveals. It's incredible. I love seeing when someone can transition from such a niche type of... They're dedicated to doing one type of streaming, and then they can completely go a different route. She's blown up since she made this transition. Phenomenal person. I couldn't be happier for her. I think it's wonderful. Let's go rate her. When we get there, just yell out aloha. Just yell out aloha. She knows me. She's been on my channel before. She was a part of my Toastmasters and stream. So let's go there. Let's have a good time with Jessie Cake. Mahalo for being here. You're helping me become a better communicator. You're the reason I do this. Not really, but mahalo. Let's go enjoy some Jessie Cake, which what y'all wanted anyway. Aloha.
Has taken over the stream today. I am out of the state, but still here, hang out with you guys. Welcome in. My name is Jessie Cake. The Danny Classic is seated above me.
Thank you, Chelsea. Put the camera over there. I've been waiting for you.
What's going on? How was your stream? Come on, Danny. Let's just say hello real quick.
They want to see fire.
Alright. They want to see fire. I just want to say hi to everybody. Don't want anybody to feel left out. Lone Wolf, welcome in. How is it? What were you doing today? I can't see it yet. There's a delay.
I thought it was the Charizard.
Oh, okay. Hi, Tommy.
Oh, you like you, Hollow.
Woo! Very cool hollow. Out of one Evo pack. Let's go.
Now, if you just didn't take the camera over there,
Imagine if I didn't look this fire.
yeah, like, okay, well, I wanted the Charizard so fire.
Dude, why don't you use the money?
The camera is so bad that it literally makes the Charizard look really
Yeah,
bad.
not everybody has it actually do have a shop where we sell Pokemon packs, and we open them live on stream. It's really awesome. We have a lot of fun. We also open some personal packs as well. We have a vivid voltage break going on right now where you can purchase one or multiple spots going in. There's three spots out of 6 left. We will assign a number to you, 1 through 6, and depending on which number you have, depends the hit. I can't see stuff. Yeah. We also do offer free shipping on any second order. Have a great break going. Yeah, exactly. What? I have all the Harry Potter labels because I'm a nerd. Oh, I love that. You know what's crazy, me? Dan nor I have ever read the Harry Potter book.
Or seen the movie.
I've seen the movie. We've never read the book. I saw the movie a couple of years ago, like 6 years ago. Isn't that insane? Ain't that crazy? I know. We're meant to be. I don't know why. I just never read them.
Roll, thank you for the follow.
J.K. Rowling has been acting out lately.
Oh